always down for a little hockey, you know. This is my buddy Daniel. Daniel is the man when it comes to just yachting in general, but you're the guy. So when it comes to Solaris, the cardiac cats,
Yeah,
you're the go-to.
Yeah.
Tell us, how'd you get into yachting? You're a captain, right? Like you're literally like you're the dude.
I am a licensed captain. I don't advertise that, but I am. But yeah, I mean, it really started. I was helping out Harry and Tia, which they own the dealership. I was just fresh out of high school, handing out flyers, and that's kind of how this came to be. And it just took off from there. So.
And you don't just do the yachts. You also, I think you're in the finance industry too. You do something else adjacent to yachts as well. So it kind of complements what you do in the industry. Is that right?
Yeah, I got a lot of things going on, to say the least. But they all kind of commingle, so it works out.
Like, in other words, they all do similar business, but above and beyond that, they also invest in the same places, right? So when you have a yacht buyer come, I would say typically they're within a regulated industry or they are somewhere within business. Can you share like the type of client who's purchasing a Solaris yacht?
We have a lot of guys that, whether they still own their company or they just fresh sold it and just want to enjoy life. But a lot of these guys are really interesting people. You know, they're entrepreneurs, leaders in their field, if you will, and they're spectacular to deal with. You know, you hear a lot of stigma about some people, but everyone we meet has been phenomenal.
So tell me, what's out of all the people that you've interacted with, what's like the most unique industry, like the cool story that you heard that you were like, dang, that's an awesome story of success?
There's quite a few, but one of them that comes top of my head is a fresh one. I sold the guy a couple boats, and it all started for him with call centers in Colombia, and that was kind of cool. And he was able to scale that and branch that out into now a pretty profitable AI company. So it's
super cool.
Yeah.
So you never know who you're going to meet within the yachting industry. I appreciate you sharing that with me. We've got a couple new models that are here. Can you share the two models that we have here behind us? And I'm going to say that from the lighting perspective, I probably should be shooting from the other direction, but I've got to show the yachts that are behind us here, and they're super cool. I'll cut away and show some of it as you talk about it. But what are the two yachts that are right behind us here?
So here we have on display the brand new 44 Sport Turismo and 52 Sport Turismo. And what that means, Sport Turismo, is that we have the full glass windshield, an extended hard top, and a couple other little finishing details that really make it stand out.
And it does stand out. They're absolute stunners. I mean, you can't. I look at all the different yachts that are around here, and people want custom. They want different, right? You're in an industry, a sea of the same thing. You want to stand out. I love the colors that are here. I think they're calling this champagne. This is a beautiful kind of like an Arctic white here. Tell me, when someone's utilizing this yacht, I'm looking at the really cool features that are on it. Give me like one awesome feature for like a novice, like somebody who's I just got into this. I want to buy an awesome yacht for myself and my buddies, or maybe me and my family. What's that one thing that's like that's the game changer for me? I definitely want to have this yacht because of that.
You know, I will say with the technology we have nowadays, there's really no more fear going into a bigger boat. With these Volvo Penta joystick IPS boats we have, I mean, it couldn't be simpler. It's harder to drive a single engine center console than it is to drive these boats. And that really lets you expand your horizon a bit and get into that boat you think you couldn't handle before and handle it with ease.
That's a huge point, because I think the hardest part when you're going in South Florida, you're utilizing them as day yachts. That's what we call it here in South Florida. These are yachts by any other measure or standard anywhere in the world. They're yachts, but here in South Florida, we get to utilize them as a means of transportation, right? You might be pulling up to like somewhere on the water, and you got to pull into the dock, that area. You might be pulling into a tighter area. So how is that person, how easy is that? Is it like a joystick, like a video game?
It's 100% like a video game, if not easier.
Yeah.
And the biggest use case would be when you pull into that restaurant, you're at Bagatelle or Kiki on the River or whatever it is, and you got to fit in that tight spot. It used to be stressful, but not anymore.
Yeah, and also not even. I'm thinking about this as I'm listening to us talk. I'm thinking to myself, I'm not parking my yacht. What are you talking about? You know, like if I'm going to Kiki, I'm going to Bagatelle, I'm probably not parking my yacht. So I do also think it's important to consider the like deferring of risk. Pretty much, like it's easier for somebody else to manage and maneuver your
Whether
yacht.
it's you or your captain, is less chance of anything going wrong, which is a great thing.
That I want peace of mind, like especially with the yachts, with airplanes, with supercars. Like I do a lot with supercars. You want to go fast, but you want to have fun.
Yeah.
You know, there's safety. Safety is sexy kind of thing. I believe in these worlds, it's extremely important because you want to have the peace of mind.
Right. 100%.